happy it's Thursday.
Disadvantage and unfairness is just, it is true. Not everybody started at the exact same place. Some people were dealt a much worse hand than others. But what somebody, again, this person gave me a very good piece of advice and said, no matter what hand you were dealt, you have the responsibility to play it as well as you can.
So happy it's Thursday.
All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. There goes your inventory.
So happy it's Thursday.
United Health Group is poised to break financial records this year. The company's overall revenues soared past $299 billion through September, a record high from $277 billion last year.
So happy it's Thursday.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Hello, everybody. Hey. Welcome to the Fun Chat Pod with Lila and Pat. So happy it's Thursday. How are you, Pat?
Indeed, I am doing well. I ended up, boss lazy. I don't know. Maybe there's not work, but had the day off. So
okay,
refreshing change.
And yet, I just talking to you now. Interesting. Okay, good to know. I think you just ratted yourself out, my friend.
Well, I got a new router. I had to run some errands, and I've got a new router which I had to hook up and configure, and it was actually close to screwing our show up. So
all right. Well, I'm glad that you took care of it.
Yes.
I am not. I swear I haven't even had a sip yet. That's just me being happy that I'm finally about to have a sip.
Oh, and mic check. Am I a hot mic tonight? I want to make sure we're not getting blown people's eardrums. So just tell me.
Sound good to me.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Kimiko, that's such a nice comment. Thank you. Lila and Pat are the Shama Sawant of the podcast world. Honestly, the best. Thank you. That means so much. Love that. Thank you, Kimiko and Truth. Hello. Happy Thursday. I feel like we have more time on Thursday, even though we have a shorter show.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but I have this designer box behind me for Strike Now. Since I bought this thing, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if she just hung out on the little couch during the show?
Yeah.
No,
nope.
She said I don't do that. So we'll see what happens. She doesn't know it's there yet.
Oh, it's like Christmas every day. Right. Hi, Holly. How are you? And Zizu, hello. Audra, that sucks. Everyone should really understand what it means to work in the service industry because, man, I waited tables for over a decade and arrogant pricks is the nicest thing you could say. So we're happy that you are here.
I second that. I never worked in the restaurant industry, but I was a casino dealer in Tahoe, and you have the best people and the worst people, and it's usually on a scale with money. It's not always, but the arrogance of wealthy people just expecting to treat a lot of people like piss is pretty common.
Pretty common. It's crazy. Yeah. Carl's, hello. How are you? What democracy? Lychee martinis or what? Or just the juice? Lychee martinis, maybe? I don't know. VDA, thank you for your super sticker.
VDA, all right. Appreciate it, buddy.
Did we already say hi? Yes to Daniel says you are hot on the mic, but I think he means you're fit. You look good. You're rich.
Well, you should scroll down and see my little belly. I'm trying to get rid of it, but we're working on it.
I don't believe that there's anything like that. Hi, Justin. How are you? NorCal. Hello. What's going on?
Howdy, everybody.
All right.
Audrey's got a Moscow Mule. I love Moscow Mules. If I could just drink something not alcohol related, just for the flavor alone, that is the perfect drink to me.
I love Moscow Mules.
Spicy ginger.
But wait, okay. Saul says that you're hot on the mic,
Hot on the mic.
I still don't know if that's for real because now Gwen is saying so hot, and I'm not sure what she's talking about. Kind of, I think everyone's taking the piss out of you right now. I think you're great.
Well, tell me if I need to turn up my volume or down my volume. How about that?
Daniel's got a suggestion for you. Okay. Hello. All right. Zizu says you sound fine, and I would just don't want to hear it, Pat. As an also over 40, I couldn't lose the. I do not want to hear about the quit drinking altogether. Although we will get to that when we get to Tucker's third party. What a guy. All right, let's get to our cheers. You know, I have to say, it can be sort of hard to find a cheers and a one good thing. Like we decided 2 years ago that's what we wanted to do, that just to remind ourselves, like, right. That can sometimes be the hardest part of putting the show together, which is so crazy. But I was scrolling today, and this I just think is so beautiful. This woman, Thariah, started a project a year ago. Can I walk with you? And she goes up to strangers and strikes up a conversation. She is from San Diego, but she was spending some time in New York. So this is, sorry, now it says hot mic. I don't know. We're going to let it go. All right.
We'll see.
All right. Okay. Anyway, this is her encounter with Marcia.
You're so positive. It sounds like you've had a hard life. How are you so positive?
Because, I don't know, and I did have a hard life. The hardest thing I've been through is when I first came here, it was kind of rough. Because you know, you get a job, the only job you get is sleeping in people's house, cleaning and things. And some of those people, it ain't easy. Many times I cry in people's house because the kind of things they want you to do that you know ain't even reasonable, no reason to do that.
Right.
You know, the rich, when they got things there, you just do stuff. Okay. It ain't nothing that I ain't doing in this place. Here what I tell you, I had dementia patients. I work in laundromat, wash and fold, all day, from 6 till 6. I did a piece of everything. I've been working from young.
From 13. Oh my God, you need a break.
Oh God. Well, maybe that's what got me so fit. And you know, I ain't hold no malice or nothing. You know, life is what it is. I just try to make the best out of everything. That's how I look at things, you know. I don't know if I'd be looking at it the right way, but, oh, he's still there. Come on, you. Especially now, you have to be positive. God, this is a messed up world.
Yeah, it's tiring. It's
very.
I'm so tired.
You don't know if you're going or you're coming. Every day you get up is something different. So sometimes you don't know if to go right or if to go left.
What helps you make those decisions?
I just go with my first mind. First mind is always right. You go against your first mind, some things happen. And you always say, dang, if I just follow my mind. That don't happen to you?
It does.
First mind is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I like to go with the first instinct.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you don't turn out right, then you say, dang. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Come, my love.
Wait, and then let me give you...
Okay, let me give... No. Come on, my love. Let me get a hug. Thank y'all. Let me get a hug, too.
Thank you so
I'm a hugger. All right. Okay, so we're going to reach out. I'll give you a call, don't worry.
Yeah, give me a call.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Have a good one and be safe.
Thank you.
That's really sweet.
It's so sweet. And every encounter is like that. They're like, because people are first kind of skeptical, like, of course, some stranger walks up to you. And then she has a really lovely, you know, non-confrontational way. And it's just so beautiful. I watched probably 5 of them today. Marcia, the housekeeper, is the only one who also acknowledged that there was another person there, the camera person, and gave that person a hug, which I also like. I don't know. I just loved all of it so much. I thought it was beautiful. So cheers.
Yeah, that really is.
Thariah for putting that together, and then Marcia for being lovely and all of that good stuff.
No, I love the project because it's exposing these people's lives. It's not like at the end of it, I give them $100 and everybody gets to see what a hero I am for being nice to somebody,
right.
you know. And not that I would have minded if she ended it with money,
Of course.
but like, you know, And then I don't know where she was from, but like I love people when they say ting. It always makes me think of
Yeah.
everything gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Jamaica, Bob Marley, and like,
yeah.
you're just like I could have a beer with her. We'd be buds.
Every person that she walked with that I saw ended up that same way. She shoots basketball with one guy, finds out another guy. Well, I don't want to ruin any of them if anybody checks them out. It's on Instagram. And she also even has, I think, a channel on YouTube. Can I Walk With You? Thoraya is the name. Thoraya is her name.
Well, let's get her on. Let's do a talk with me.
Yeah, I would love. Oh, yes, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, just like as we always talk about connection and finding out, we're all much more similar than we are different. And I don't know. It was really, it's beautiful. I hope everybody can check it out. Just, each one's like 2 to 3 minutes, and it kind of restores some of your faith without my having to go out and meet up with people on my own.
Yeah,
I can live vicariously.
I don't want to talk to strangers. Get the hell out of here.
That is not who I am. No, I'm kidding. No, it's beautiful. Okay, a reminder, because I forgot to do it at the very beginning. Please do make sure to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. As you all know, we are mightily suppressed out here. So we thank you guys for all your support. It means a lot to us. All right, let's bring up that wheel.
Spin that beautiful wheel.
Favorite
What do we got?
Part of the show. Here we go.
Hey.
Don't mind if I do. Thursday.
Cash crop.
So weird because it's always the day that I wait so long to have a drink. Okay. All right. I'm back onto my normal, my, what's it called when you've got...
Perfect record, Vanna.
Yeah, my streak. Perfect record, Vanna, yeah. Oh, come on, this is ridiculous.
One more drink.
One more drink.
Let's get
I'm just going to spin quickly before, what's our record? In a row.
Don't know.
Oh my God, 5. Okay,
Five.
Now I feel like the gods are telling us
Getting
something.
there.
The wheel gods are really...
God.
They
Remember
want
when
us
it was shots and we were actually doing shots and it landed on like 5 of them?
falling off my chair, laughing so hard. Like I hit the microphone. I mean, I was just like, yeah, that was... this will be the last one, and then we'll make an executive decision. All right.
All right. Let's start the show off with a different ant. Well, we did show them before, but lemurs. I liked this lemur clip. Hey.
Guys, so this is King. This is what he does.
Why do they do? I love that. Like they're, come walk on the mount or something. They're like Moses.
They're soaking up the sun like they're doing some yoga or something, a little meditation.
I love that. That's so cool. Truth, it's Can I Walk With You? And her name is Thoraya, Thoraya. Can I Walk With You? That was really cute. The lemurs. I love that.
Excellent.
I love that. All right, today's going to be a bit of a bob and weave just because, everybody's piling on everybody, and different candidates are showing how probably it should be done, and others are capitulating almost immediately. Crazy. And new parties and
Yeah.
racist, disgusting Islamophobia, and it all just kind of cross pollinates.
It's amazing to me how fast some of them like really are like, wait, oh, so you're not with us already? Like, what? Say that
Already.
again. Say that one more time.
And I know like people are talking about, well, in Michigan, like, yeah, if you're in a lefty place or in the Democratic primary, then of course you can go far left, which is not an of course, but whatever. But then you still have to appeal to the rest of the state, which I mean, I really do understand that. But I also think it's such a mistake to think that those positions aren't
Yes.
popular across the spectrum.
And that's it. That's just it. Traditional politics says run to your base in the general election, you pivot to the center because now you're trying to get everybody, not the radical wing of your party. But as a progressive, we understand that these policies are popular across the board. And when you pivot on policies that we're trying to prove are universal party
Yeah.
independent, it's really sad.
It is so sad. And also, it's hard not to be completely cynical and think that everything is just,
Yep.
them lying. And I keep thinking about like, there's Haley Stevens who kept running with her $60 million from APAC and APAC, connected organizations and donors, saying that all of the records, all of the data, all of the polling shows that she's more electable against Mike Rogers, the Republican. So she didn't have a single platform except for stick it to him, but I'm more electable because we do not want Mike Rogers. So that's how APAC like really tried to sell her. She was the electable one. The second she loses, now they just made an announcement. They're throwing it all in behind Mike Rogers. So on every
The
part of it,
cynicism.
yeah, it's so dishonest, and it's so clear that they all play on the same team. It's just so gross. Yeah, electability is ridiculous. Absolutely the biggest scam. We know it. They talk about it. There was this I love this, leaked GOP memo shows Republicans privately see Francesca Hong as uniquely dangerous in the general election, and that more moderate and establishment Democratic alternatives would likely produce lower base motivation and depressed turnout. Goes on to say, now the party, or this is Ken Klippenstein opining. Now the party hacks and their elite media buddies are trying to put the fear of God into voters that if they choose the candidate most of them want, it's playing into the hands of the Republican Party, Donald Trump, and so on. Though disguised as a warning, it is actually a threat. It bears mentioning that this is not the view of Congressman Tom Tiffany, the Republican who will actually have to run against Hong. We need to take Francesca Hong seriously, reads the subject line of a memo prepared for Tiffany's gubernatorial campaign by Republican consultants. Leaked to and reported on by Jesse Apoin of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, the April memo correctly anticipated Hong's dominance in the primary. It also described her as uniquely dangerous in the general election and that general election strengths are formidable. The same as they thought about Bernie. That was why they started having those Stop Bernie meetings in 2016. Wasn't because they thought, oh, he's not electable against Trump. It's because every poll showed that he would have beaten Trump in 2016.
Exactly. And another thing is, look, no matter where you're starting, if you're within 10 points when you're starting the general race, you're in it. Like, and opinion is going to shift now that you are the Democratic candidate. So those polls, people are going to reassess. They're going to reframe. Oh, I could vote for him, even though I was against him because of Mike Rogers. So like, and that was, thank you, APAC, for putting that fear into people, because now that you're on his side, it's like even more clear.
It's crazy.
It's not about that, but
like they're just showing all their,
my point is 10 points can be made up. So like, it's not like the electable, you got him now. Your electability argument is irrelevant now. It's gone. So, whatever the difference is, maybe she would do 10 points better than him, but you can make that up. He's now your guy. We're not
Like,
hypotheticaling anymore. It's not. It's
right.
irrelevant.
Exactly. Um, yeah. Okay, and then sorry, just this last bit. Per the memo, as reported by Appoint, I'm probably saying his name wrong, forgive me. Hong's combination of grassroots momentum, unapologetically progressive ideology, and a platform centered on high turnout makes her uniquely dangerous in the general election. Hong's platform is broadly popular and difficult to counter. Her agenda is built around kitchen table issues that poll strongly with independents, working families, and even some rural voters. More moderate and establishment Democratic alternatives would likely produce lower base motivation and depressed turnout. You know, there is a part of me as this is being revealed, which we've all known and talked about for well over a decade at this point. But then I'm like, oh, was that leaked on purpose?
No, I don't think so.
No, I know, but like I'm so paranoid now.
In fact, if I was her campaign, I would cut those bullet points out and put
Yeah.
them on billboards around. This is what Republicans say about me.
Yeah.
And so when your Republican candidate gives the message that people don't like her, oh, this is what I got you right there in the memo. You know, I would center that shit.
Like uniquely dangerous, and then a hype reel of everything that she does that people respond to overwhelmingly enthusiastically, right? Like, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
The big we, all of us are uniquely dangerous.
Yeah, and especially the line about policies are universally popular and hard to overcome. Like, put that out there. Like, that one I would want. Like, oh, you're saying they're popular. Let the world know.
I mean, for God's sakes, we all know that they are. Again, like poll after poll after poll for over a decade has shown that. So like that is why it is so dishonest and disgusting that the Democratic what is it called? More you know, when you look back on what you just did, the autopsy.
Oh, the autopsy.
Yeah. Was, you know, delayed, and what's the reason? Everybody knows. We all know the reasons. Like, so what you're really doing is figuring out how to message the fact that you will never embrace those policies because you're paid not to. That's what all of the abundance and the people who are consultants and all that bullshit. It's what's the messaging to make it seem like we're on their side. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what the autopsy showed. That's why we never got it. Because the autopsy showed it's policy, stupid. It's not branding. It's policy.
I mean, it's just so clear. So, okay. We have had, you know, I mean, it's like a joke at this point almost, but like every single time that Abdul El-Sayed has been on any cable news show, it is all about, are you opposed to aid to Israel? Do you believe Israel has a right to exist? Do you condemn Hamas? Do you condemn Hassan Piper? Do you like Piker? Like whatever. Just it goes on and on and on. But they're also playing into the only actually attack that the Republicans have against him, which is you're anti-Semitic and you're Muslim. That's it. You're a terrorist-loving anti-Semitic Muslim.
Yeah.
And the corporate media and establishment Dems have been doing that work for the people they're pretending to oppose.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's terrible that they're going to land on, you know, this.
He is being cast as like a disgusting racist. I mean, for instance, not that I care anything about what Trump says, but, you know, stochastic terrorism, we've seen all of these assaults on Muslims for the past 3 years and also for, you know, 25 years since 9/11 and also before that. But anyway, you know, like, so it's such a dangerous rhetorical and dishonest way of trying to enter a race when you can't even talk about your own policies.
Absolutely. And they're definitely, you know, we know they're doing that with it. Xenophobia is the whole Republican Party shtick, and Democrats are just like, let them do it because, you know, Israel. But I did see a shitty graphic someone Republican put out, but it was saying that he took a certain number of dollars, like I think $70,000 from Hamas supporters. Like they brought it all the way to the dollar money from Hamas.
Yeah.
and like, hey, Hamas, you want to send us some money, in
But
Minecraft?
wait,
Go for it.
was it actually? I mean, I don't care, but like, was it actually Hamas supporters, or was it just people who are pro-Palestine?
Yeah, I don't know where they got the number from. I
Right,
didn't
right.
look into it
Like
much. I
what?
don't really
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
I just know it's an attack, and
Of
it's gonna. You can't like, how can you pin down who's Hamas and get
yeah,
70 grand or whatever? It's just,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's
whatever.
ridiculous.
Oh,
All
the
right, so
test
this
is
is
happening.
Trump's tirade against, or it's a mashup of several lovely things that he said.
When I watch Abdul, he's full. And the polls were wrong again last night when they thought it would be a landslide victory for a hater of Jews and a hater of Israel. This guy hates Jews. Somebody said, oh, that's a little strong. No, he hates Jews and he hates Israel. Abdul El-Sayed. Can you believe this? This could only happen to me. Abdul El-Sayed, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves. He doesn't love Israel. He doesn't love Jewish people. He hates them. He hates them with a passion that burns in his heart, and there's not a frickin' thing he can do about it. There's not a thing he can do about it because he hates them. And in Michigan, it was really very close. There's press, the polls and the polls by the press. Oftentimes, the press hires the polls. They want to have it a certain way, but the polls got it really wrong because it was supposed to be a blowaway, and he almost lost. But he's going to lose to our great candidate. We have a great candidate in Michigan. Communism is the greatest threat to our country in its history, including even World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, 9/11. I think it's the greatest threat. I could be the greatest communist in history. I tell everybody here, would you like a free house? We'll take one from your neighbor. Would you like free rent? We'll take it from whoever. We'll take your building away from the landlord that makes 2%, and we'll rent the building ourselves. What they don't say, and what Republicans should say, is that at the end of a year, you'll have nothing but death, squalor, poverty. You'll have a life of hell.
All right, so obviously just a mess. He can't even really string together any coherent sentence. He's just like communist, terrorist, hates his like it's
Yeah, and I like the part where he's like, and he's gonna obviously lose to whoever the fuck our guy is. We have no idea. He had no idea who the candidate was in Michigan.
That great guy. That great guy.
This great guy.
Okay, so now he goes on MS Now, where again, all they ever do is ask him about Israel. Abdul El-Sayed goes on, and this got us down another rabbit hole.
In case you missed any of that, he said that the Democratic Party wants people who hate the idea of even private property ownership. It's very popular in places you wouldn't expect. Speaking of Michigan, he said you hold yourself out as a working class hero who's going to fight for the working class by flooding your state with low-wage immigrants. What's your response?
Is that Peter Thiel's boy with that Ohio charisma he's got? That guy. I think we've had enough of him. The last thing that he said that made any sense was hillbilly elegy after he said that Donald Trump had no business being president of anything. That was the last time he made sense, and then he decided to suck up to power. But that's exactly what this is about. You've got Republicans who'll do anything for power and money, including corrupt their office, just like Mike Rogers has. For the 14 years he was serving in Congress, he took over $1 million from the pharmaceutical industry. He voted 19 times to raise prescription drug prices. And then he helped to architect the legislation that kicked off the opioid epidemic, killing nearly 600,000 people. Why? For money and power. But that's what that party's about. We're trying to get money out of politics to put money in your pocket past Medicare for All, which of course are things that people like Ohio JD Vance and Mike Rogers have no clue about because they've always been in it for themselves rather than for the public.
Okay. before we get to the Peter Thiel's boy thing, what is I don't love that he keeps saying like Ohio charm, Ohio JD Vance. Like, why are you pitting Michigan against Ohio? That's just weird to me.
That's
I
a
don't
little
like
weird. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. But what I thought was interesting, because there is, a whole group of people now who are thinking that Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene are, they're starting this new party. We showed yesterday their little huddle at Tucker's place in Maine. And Joe, the guy who left, Joe, help me out here. All right, whatever. The guy that was at the table yesterday with Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie, who left the Trump administration. Anyway, I'll remember in a minute.
Walsh?
But so people are saying, like, what'd you say?
It's Walsh? It's not Joe Walsh.
The young guy whose wife was actually killed. He was a CIA agent. Somebody's going to help me here. I'm going to see it.
Something Shudo or something?
No, it's Kent. Thank you, Truth. Joe Kent. Okay. So there is this narrative that's forming that they're going to be the ones who start a third party, and we all have it. Thanks, Miranda. Yes, all. Okay. Thank you, Amy. You guys are all great. Thank you. My brain is not, so I appreciate it. This new party, they're anti-genocide. We can all get together and do our thing together. And these people are now putting together, and Tucker just came out with it. He had an 1.5-hour show yesterday, basically announcing his third party. He has 10 points that he put out in this third party, like treatise or it's his manifesto or whatever. This is his 10-point plan. The rules should apply to presidents, federal agents, and elites such as Jeffrey Epstein, whose impunity Carlson cast as emblematic of an Epstein class enriching itself through a corrupt system. That's number one. Number two, sovereign. Carlson claimed Israel pushed the U.S. into the Iran war through bribery or threat or both, while describing foreign lobbying, corporate control of government, and high interest debt as forms of slavery. 3, productive. America should rebuild farming, manufacturing, and craftsmanship while rejecting an economy dominated by finance, real estate, speculation, surveillance systems, and weapons. So far, is there a way that we can do this where we're like, no, so seeing
No.
it, not at all.
StreamYard says no.
It sucks. Okay. Beautiful. Carlson alleged that urban planners deliberately uglified American cities and portrayed brutalist architecture, graffiti, public drug use, and violent crime as deliberate attacks on the public. How are you feeling?
Yeah, that one's
weird,
no, it's not even true. Like it's.
Well, but I do think that the cities have been planned in a way that distances people from each other and forces us into cars, right? Like there's like those community, those third spaces that aren't work or home. Like that's a deliberate way to separate us. That's not what he says. He's attacking the drug users without getting to the root problem, right?
Like I said, but I mean that line's just there to say, more money for cops to stop graffiti and put people in their place and that kind of shit.
Good. Yes. I mean, not good, but exactly. Yes, that's right. Healthy. Carlson embraced. I mean, come on now. RFK Jr.'s food agenda called for universal sobriety and said widespread use of drugs such as Xanax, Adderall, SSRIs had left Americans half-addled. Well, he's just lost most of the country right there.
I mean, look, you want to promote sobriety or something, I guess, but you're going to put on your platform. That sounds like prohibition. That sounds like some Christian shit you came up with about, pure states. And like, it's a no for me. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Immediately.
But again,
and the RFK health is the real problem, not the sobriety part. But this guy who knows nothing about science is suddenly going to be like, your party's putting his name in your manifesto. Like that's immediately, no.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's so important because I do see people who are on the so-called left who are thinking that we should embrace this guy and Joe Kent and Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, this is 6 through 10. I think it says honest, I can't really see, but government officials should be punished for lying to citizens, and most classified records, including on the JFK assassination and 9/11, should be opened.
Sure.
7. Yeah, great. 7. Optimistic. Carlson argued that having children is a biological imperative and the foundation of long-term thinking, while blaming aging and childless elites for policies that disregard future generations, which of course is going to get us into all sorts of like, you know, what's a real woman? Is it somebody who procreates? It has a baby in her belly?
Yeah.
What's it like? All of that shit. Why people do what they do.
It's that and eugenics, which merges perfectly with the oligarchy, you know, tech takeover. It's like your value is your baby factories. Let AI do everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Wise. Schools should teach how the physical world actually works and what he called unchanging facts about human nature, including innate differences between men and women, rather than credentials, screens, and technological fads. I mean, he mushes so many different things into that, but obviously the highlighting one is the anti-trans stuff and the real world to me is like vocational, how to balance a checkbook, what it means to have financial literacy, which was always a ruse to make poor people feel like they were dumber than rich people because, oh, you just don't have financial literacy, as opposed to like you just weren't born into a wealthy family type of deal. But also like, you know, if he had talked even about reading literature and philosophy and history, or at least added that in, but it feels very clear that it's just about being a productive worker.
Yeah.
And men versus women. Yeah.
Right. And he's not saying follow established science on these things or anything like that. He's saying ignore current trends in science because, you know, that's kind of what he's getting at. So basically he's saying, again, we want no trans athletes in the women's sports because we're going to make this an issue to run on the elections and that kind of shit.
Okay, exactly. And we're almost done with this because it's so gross, but I think it bears, it's important to really understand who these people are. Decent. The U.S. should apologize and pay restitution for killing non-combatants, reverse Trump's Department of War rebrand, and stop funding allies that commit what Carlson called genocide, citing Israel. I think probably, you know, we can all get on board that, right? Whatever. But decent is weird. Like, it's just very strange, the terminology. United. Carlson called for halting immigration. This is under United. Halt immigration until the effects of AI become clearer, ending benefits for undocumented immigrants, and making English the sole language of federal documents and ballots. So just more.
That's a wild link to make. Like,
right?
I mean, the implication is that, okay, until we can afford society to run on its own, these people are leeching from society if they're here. And it's the opposite. It is quite the opposite. Immigrants make America great.
And also, like, there's no, you know, even though he says, I can't believe I'm going to have to go back to refer to this, but somewhere in there that just foreign lobbying, corporate control of government, high interest debt as forms of slavery. But, like, there's never any mention of who the real bad guys are. What it really makes it seem like, who are the real bad guys? Immigrants, trans people, and them woke folk. Like, you know, that's really what this, that's where we part ways, that in sobriety, like a deep cleavage, right?
And ultimately the problem with their agenda, I mean, obviously it's that they're right-wing bullshit that we hate. We always hated it, right? But they're trying to grab the left with like who on the left is for the RFK shit, because they're going to eat this up. And that's one of the things that moved people to the right is like, oh, lockdowns and vaccines and my freedoms and RFK is so they believe his shit, right? Because he was a Democrat before Trump, right? He ran as a Democrat for president.
And the anti-vax movement started off as granola Seattle people. Yeah.
But the important part is they're starting to now lay out their platform. And this is illustrative of who the fuck they are. And you can't support these guys if you're like okay, I'm good with 7 out of 10 of those platforms, because 3 out of 10 of those platforms are fucking very anti-left progressive humanity. They're racist. They're eugenic. It's all shit.
Yep.
So what you need is Democrats with that same platform with those 3 flipped or 4 flipped, you know?
Exactly.
And there's no mention of healthcare. There's no mention of what they want to do for society. It's just who are the bad guys.
Tax the wealthy.
Our platform is who are the bad guys.
Yeah. But it doesn't even really it doesn't mention the real bad guys who
Yeah,
destroyed
of
the
course.
system. And okay, so just as a reminder, because there is now this weird sort of like, oh, well, they are separating from Trump and from the right wing. But the whole reason that JD Vance is the vice president is because of Tucker Carlson and Peter Thiel. And they combined together and they funded this Rockbridge network to reshape MAGA's post-Trump future. So from the article, in 2019, a small group of right-wing donors rented a resort outside the 100-person town of Rockbridge, Ohio. Maybe that's why Abdul El-Sayed was so harsh on Ohio, for a summit to secure the future of the MAGA movement. They aim to turn a singular candidate, President Donald Trump, into an enduring political coalition with a pipeline of voters, donors, and candidates that would cement a radical transformation of the GOP. Convened by Silicon Valley billionaire Peter Thiel and JD Vance, then an investor who had written a best-selling memoir, the meeting included hedge fund heiress Rebecca Mercer, then Fox News host Tucker Carlson, and economist Orrin Cass, according to 2 people familiar with the meeting. The people spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe the private gathering, details of which had not been previously reported. Then this is an independent journalist talking about, sorry, I just went 70. Okay, they had a budget in 2024 exceeding $75 million to promote Trump-style nationalism and deregulation in areas like cryptocurrency and AI, which is also like that whole weird thing of like no immigrants until we figure out what this AI stuff is.
Yeah, that's
when Peter, right? Yeah. Rockbridge hosts exclusive summits at Mar-a-Lago featuring speakers like Trump, Thiel, and Tucker Carlson that serve as incubators for conservative ventures, including the formation of 1789 Capital in 2022, a $150 million anti-woke venture fund, co-founded by Buskirk, Malik, and Mercer, named after the year of George Washington's inauguration. So Chris Buskirk is a Republican strategist who co-founded this Rockbridge network with JD Vance. The fund's first major investment was a $15 million seed round in 2023 for Tucker Carlson's media company, Last Country Inc., operating as the Tucker Carlson Network, TCN. The funding came from individuals deeply connected to Vance through Rockbridge, Mercer, Heritage Foundation trustee and major GOP donor, Buskirk, Vance's co-founder, and Malik, illustrating how Vance's network directly funneled money from his associates into Carlson's enterprise to build a parallel economy of conservative media alternatives. Carlson hosted Vance 46 times on his Fox show from 2018 to 2023, helping rebrand him from a Trump critic to a MAGA figure, lobbied Trump to select Vance as VP in 2024, warning of assassination risks from neocons like Rubio, and even got Vance to hire his son, Buckley Carlson, to work for him. So these people are not operating outside the Republican Party. They are the Republican Party.
And this looks more and more like the branding effort that Vance is going to use. With the Vance, so they'll end up behind Vance, right? Yep. So that's the wild thing. This outsider group is going to run against Trump. Vance is going to join them because the battle in the Republican Party, as it stands at least, is Rubio versus Vance.
Right.
So now you have this way for Vance to say, look, I was really against, a lot of what happened under Trump, and I'm joining your platform to prove that I'm who I was. And you got this just bogus bullshit,
It is, but 100%, that's what it all is. But I just think it's so important. This is not, it might be a third party, like Tea Party, third party, or, just to put pressure, but they have the same donors. Peter Thiel is at the center of all of this, as he is with AI and Palantir, right?
Right.
And so then when you see, well, a couple of things. One is, sorry, now I have to scroll all the way down.
Well, and while you're saying that, while you're looking,
Yeah.
I don't know that it has to be Vance though at all. Like, the project is so much bigger than Vance. So they may decide it's not Vance that they get behind,
But what they
because
aren't,
he's a throwaway, really. He's a malleable idiot.
He's their puppet. He's their
Right.
exactly. But what they aren't is outside of the far right Republican Party. Like that is who they are.
They don't care about our freedoms, even
No.
A lick. It's about winning and winning for your donors, which are the bad guys.
Exactly. So here, just as a reminder, this is Tucker talking to JD Vance in February of 2019.
And so there's a lot of vitriol directed at people who voted for Donald Trump, whether excitedly or not.
If the Republican Party has a future, it'll be organized around the ideas you just laid out, maybe led by you or someone who thinks like you. I'm serious. That's what it needs, I think. JD Vance, thank you.
Okay, gets him on. Then here's Don Jr. also taking credit. Here he is appearing on Tucker's show.
What I love about what's going on right now, when you have my father and you have a Vivek and you have a JD who in all fairness, I think I should probably get a little credit for just kind of taking on the billionaire donor class that wanted their puppet VP. And
if only people knew how much credit you deserve for that.
So,
that was a heroic.
I don't ask for much, but I was like, I'm all in on that.
That story will never be written, but that was one of the great moments in any politics I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of politics.
You definitely exerted. I exerted 10,000% of my political capital. I may get I may get a favor from my father in 2076. I used it all, but it was great after the debate
and it actually worked out. He turned out to be amazing.
Listen, if I go all in, it's usually I feel really strong. I don't go all in often. There's not a lot of things I'm sort of indifferent. I'll work around some of the bad stuff, right? This was one that was it was really important to me. And
but there have been no hiccups.
Yeah, it's so great. Palantir and JD Vance, they're fantastic. They're giving us billions of dollars.
Yeah, and we had no idea we'd get in this absolute sycophant for whatever policy we promote, except that's why you picked him. When you take a guy who called Trump a Nazi and bring him on your team, you know who you're dealing with.
Exactly. Okay. And then, just as a reminder, till we figure out what's going on with AI and Palantir and our, new hero, third party, Tucker Carlson, this is him being questioned by, of all people, Theo Vaughn on the surveillance state that's being pushed by Palantir.
Isn't Palantir? They're gonna do our data now, aren't they? Aren't they gonna?
I don't know.
Oversee us?
I don't know. I see a lot of people referring to that, but I'm just gonna have to plead ignorance on the.
And this is allegedly, but there's articles that allege that that they have weapons attached to drones and that they're able to figure that out. Palantir Technologies holds multiple major contracts with the U.S. government, particularly with the Department of Defense, highlighted by a recent U.S. Army enterprise agreement valued up to $10 billion over 10 years. Let me see. Consolidating 75 prior contracts into one for software and data services to boost military readiness.
Now, just keep it. That looks like it's from Wikipedia, which is obviously controlled by CIA.
This is Perplexity right here.
What's that?
Perplexity is a company that advertises with us. It's an AI.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, whatever. Then it gets dumb and dumber. But his dad was CIA, Tucker Carlson. His dad was CIA. He combined efforts with Peter Thiel, the head of Palantir. The whole reason for that company is data surveillance and aggregation, right? He knows exactly what this is. He is a liar. His son works for JD Vance. The tech bros, JD Vance, and what's his name? Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and all of these AI guys who were sitting behind Trump at the inauguration.
And look, this he's running on being in touch with the people. The Republican Party has lost touch with the people. That's why he's pro, ending this stuff with Israel and all this stuff. But he's not. He knows about AI. He knows these accusations. To be that unintellectually curious and also have your finger on the pulse of where the public is electorally. Like, it's a decision he's making because he's backed by all that money.
I mean, how can he? It's embarrassing actually because it's so clearly a lie. He partnered with Peter Thiel. He knows what Peter Thiel is famous for. He knows what company he runs. He knows what that company does. His dad was CIA. He's probably CIA. But of course he knows what Peter Thiel does. What are you talking about?
To plead you're more ignorant than Theo Von,
I mean,
is really fucking telling. Like, come on.
So again, I just think it's important as people are extolling the virtues of the Thomas Masseys and Joe Kents and the, Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is who they actually are. They all run with the same people.
Yeah. And look, watch their shows if you have to, and if you feel like there's value in it, but support them on the issues, but don't let them drag you right. And their agenda is to drag you right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's their agenda.
That is their whole agenda. Hello, somebody's in here. Hello. Oh, it's Lucky. I hear that. Thank you at Democracy. There she is. Hi,
Lucky.
baby. Trump wears diapers and calls socialists. Oh, thanks, honey. I'm getting my dog is coming in to say hi. My husband's bringing me little appetizers. Come on. Life is good.
What in the world?
Thank you at Democracy. The picture or the video of one of his Secret Service people behind him at Lindsey Graham's funeral where the guy was was gagging. Oh, we didn't pull the gag reflex.
Oh yeah, who was that with the no gag reflex?
RFK Jr.
RFK Jr. You're right. Yeah, that's right.
We should pull it just because it's. I mean, of course he doesn't.
We'll have to put it next time I do a video clip collection for the intro or something. We'll throw that thing in there.
That's good. Thank you at Democracy. Hope, thank you for your super sticker. Zainab, thank you. MGT, Carlson, Massey are swooping in to co-opt the movement we have built with revisionist Ayn Rand austerity. Absolutely. Leftists have got to stop falling for it. National socialism is, well, y'all know. Yeah, exactly. And thank you for your
That's it.
chat.
And
but that's exactly right.
And look, if they get in a space where they're the only group calling for universal health care or something, look, that's going to win over a lot of leftists, and they're not going to want to actually do it, but it'll be on their platform or something.
Yeah, I don't.
And there's no offering on the left for anything similar.
That's the problem. There's no offering on the left. Nobody's talking about leveraging power. Most of Carlson's platform is just rebranded white replacement theory. Exactly, which is why, I mean, the month before, and thank you for your super chat.
Double cheers, Zaina.
Yeah, the month before, Marjorie Taylor Greene made her big reformation and anti-genocide, and I have to rethink myself. She was putting out shitty, racist cartoons after Mamdani won of the Statue of Liberty in a burqa. This is all a lie.
Well, part of their platform is let's let AI play out and see if it saves the world, and then we can have basically they're looking for communism. I mean, that's the weird part about it. They're like, once AI comes in, everybody can have everything.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what they're looking for.
But you got to let AI cook. You got to let them do their thing, which is unfettered AI, which is probably their whole agenda because that's where the money is.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, all of this is so gross, and I just am so tired of hearing people talk about these people on the right and acting like there's no difference. If you are true to an ideology, there is a difference between left and right. And I'm not talking about liberals, obviously.
Yeah. And I can understand the inclination to appreciate both the political people in that group for, breaking with their party and breaking on issues, and the media people like Tucker and whatnot.
Yep.
But they're not going to serve us. Both of those groups are going to not want us to have they're none of that talked about the middle class, poor class. No economic structural thing in there other than immigrants bad. That's the only takeaway from that whole thing. Immigrants bad, and people that don't make babies bad. So if you're not healthy, it's bad. Yep. That's RFKJ's Junior's agenda at all points. It's like no government programs to keep things going. You're either healthy or not. It's just straight up eugenics. Like, we're not going to spend money on this shit. But if you let AI do its thing, maybe we'll bring in some shit like immigrants that we hate because we can afford it then.
Well, and we'll pay them slave labor.
But until then, no immigrants.
Yeah, the whole thing about like the eugenics aspect of it. I mean, this is why also I'm sorry, I keep bringing up breaking points because it just feels like it's so illustrative of so many different issues that are upsetting and that people don't seem to understand. Because when Crystal sits next to somebody who says, Sagar, that COVID really only killed fat people and old people, and she doesn't say anything.
Doesn't have the counter argument to that, which is
nothing.
Prove it, dude.
But also, okay, even if that were true, what are you saying?
Yeah,
fat people and old people just deserve to die is basically what he's saying. And of course, he and JD Vance and all these people, they're all friends. So you sit there and listen to somebody who talks about immigrants in such repulsive ways, talks about people dying because they were already fat or old or sick, okay, expendable, whatever. That is why saying, yes, you can, of course, as a politician, your job is to appeal to as many people as possible while maintaining your integrity. And the great thing for the left is, the true left, is our prescription for society are these universal social welfare programs that would help everybody and bring everybody up. And yes, it is the 99% against the 1% in so many ways. But the way to get people out of that racist eugenics ideology is to counter the Tucker Carlsons, not give him credit or say hey, we should really partner with Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's so dangerous.
Look, that platform that they put out with their 10 points should be that should be enough for anyone on the left to cancel them, because if you read them all, it's just those. Like 5 or 6 year values we can generally agree on, and then those other ones are disgusting. But you go farther than that. Okay, what's the policy that keeps graffiti and what? How are you going to do that? How are you going to bring decency? Right. So all those things, when you start defining, okay, RFK Jr.'s. So you're going to Roundup is going to be legal again, and asbestos is going to be legal again. Where are you going with this? We're not going to spend money on vaccines and shit like that because, you don't need it if you're healthy, allegedly. Right. So the policies behind all that stuff is what really needs defining to say we can cancel these fuckers. But, you should just cancel them because of your values. They already don't agree on. You don't agree on half of it.
Yeah, you can be anti-genocide, and sure, it's the more people you convince to be anti-genocide, anti-apartheid, not to have all these endless wars, the better. That's great, but it doesn't mean that we ally with them in that same way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then I know we're gonna move over because it is just so upsetting that in the face of this emerging right-wing, the sort of nascent third party people who are really fighting against the system and however they are branding themselves, the people on the left, especially the ones who just won, should probably speak up.
Lean into what you won on.
So here is Will Lawrence, who just won yesterday, who was a DSA member, who was one of the founders of the Sunrise Movement, and he just won. And here he is on CBS.
He's voted to kick hundreds of thousands off of Medicaid, and he's voted to fund this outrageous war in Iran, which is causing the cost of gas and groceries to go through the roof. And he hasn't held a single town hall because he knows he can't answer for his record. So I cannot wait to continue doing the work of earning trust from every single voter across this district.
And nothing about Democratic Socialist of America agenda, either on borders or police or those related issues, are vulnerable for you?
Well, that agenda is not my agenda. My agenda is built by listening to people here in mid-Michigan. And as I've said, the major points that are really bringing people together are stopping these data centers, stopping these endless wars around the world, including stopping endless arms shipments to Israel to commit war crimes, and bringing that money home to invest in good housing and healthcare for the American people.
So just summarize for me, when you think about the Democratic Socialists of America agenda, what do you ascribe to and what do you not ascribe to?
Well, one point that I certainly disagree with is that I don't believe that we should be nationalizing all major industries at this time, which is something which is in the recent platform. But I do believe that we need to make major investments in good housing for all, because we've got the rent is way too darn high, and we have a deficit of truly affordable housing, and it's holding people back and preventing people from getting a start in life. And we have to do something about that urgently because it's costing us every single day.
What about nations without borders and fewer, if no, prisons at all?
I believe that the United States and every country has a right and a duty to enforce its borders. And I do believe that, we have too many people incarcerated in this country, but that position that you just named is certainly not my position. And that's why, again, we're staying focused on the issues that are uniting people here in the district.
William Lawrence, I appreciate the time very much. Thank you. William Lawrence.
So listen, what are his policies? What's the policy prescription for the fact that we cage more people in our country than any other country in the world? And that it disproportionately affects Black, brown, and poorer communities. Like, what's your prescription? What are you running from with the DSA? And no borders? That's not like what all DSA people think.
Yeah. Look, he's got to get better at answering that question. Like anyone who ran on this as a DSA person, especially, and he's now saying he's stopped paying his dues. He's not really, DSA or, but, you can't let them lock you into something. What you have to say back is, look, here's what I think about prisons. And then you go on and you explain, how we need to invest in other programs and how we need to do more, what's it called? The justice where you're
restorative justice.
Restorative justice where, in some cases you let the victim have a say in your punishment and solution to your problem. Look, you bring up statistics about how many Black men are in jail, how many people we killed on death row that were proven innocent. You fill the space with that shit, not just let him walk all over you.
Exactly. And distance yourself, as Zainab just said, the people who actually help knock doors for him. But also, what is the policy prescription, as you're saying? And because now it looks a little bit like he's acting out of fear. And it's like, when people said, oh, defund the police, it's not a good slogan. But when you explain what it actually means, it's overwhelmingly popular, right? Like, invest some of that money into communities, no qualified immunity for cops. We have different kinds of responses to different sorts of emergencies. So you don't always have a 911 call with guns blazing. Like all of that, when that is laid out, people get it and they are supportive of it. So the fact that he did that, and then, not that honestly, I know none of us care really about electoral politics in any real way that it's going to change things, right?
Right,
but it's important because messaging and words do matter. And so when people start hearing things and it's like, wow, DSA just they trounced AIPAC. That's good. No matter what you think about Mamdani or Abdul or whatever.
Exactly.
But they like that is a huge message, and that empowers people who are like on the ground, knocking doors, canvassing, telephoning. It makes them realize like, oh, we do have power to slay this disgusting dragon and any other dragon. And so when
Yeah,
you then
and
separate yourself, yeah.
look, if you normalize even the moderate positions of DSA, and not those extreme, abolish prisons stuff, but just more DSA's core, struggle, it's easier for us on the outside to be more left of that now, because you pulled the public more towards reality, which is pretty left, and so
yeah,
having these people win, even if they're way more moderate than we want them to be, has a lot of value, as long as their messaging doesn't change to like, well, now that I'm a part of the party, I see things differently, and I know the things they used to say aren't really that realistic, and we need to build coalitions and blah blah blah, because that starts hurting us on the outside, is the point.
That's exactly the point. Is that true? I didn't know that. He's a middle seat. That's like third way. All those, the Liz Smith, all of that. That's not shocking at all. That's amazing, Kat. That's really amazing. I mean, yeah. Okay. And then just the cherry on top.
I look forward to having conversations very soon with members of the CBC to unite so that we can beat Tom Barrett in November. But additionally, I'm very proud of the work I've done alongside the Black community here in Lansing, especially on the issue of housing, where I've worked alongside Black-led organizations to stop unjust evictions, build affordable housing, and create pathways into homeownership. So I'm proud of that work and those relationships. We're going to keep building it here on the ground and begin to restore some trust in D.C. with some of the members you mentioned.
And one of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus is Hakeem Jeffries. Have you spoken with him since you won? And do you plan to vote for him to be the next Speaker of the House?
I do plan to vote for him to be the next Speaker, and I look forward to speaking with him soon.
So you haven't spoken with him yet.
Awesome. Great work. Great work.
Loser.
I mean, truly, don't waste everybody's time. These people are disgusting.
I hope he still beats the Republican, right? Or whatever. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, like if I was working for him in his district, based on what he said before, after this week, after he won, I'm not knocking on a single door for that fucking guy.
Nope, never. Never. Fuck you. Because also it's I mean, we all like, yes, like they're all the same. And the only reason that I do, well, now at this point, I don't care. On some level, I really don't care. But like, even with the people who eventually do, flip, when they beat AIPAC or when they beat the, corporate Democrat, I think that's important to see that can be done. But then it's also important to see, oh, you're just a total sellout. Like, okay, I don't care. Doesn't matter if you don't take corporate money, if you vote with the guy who does, or if you're anti-genocide, but you support the guy who's pro-genocide. Like,
look, if they get in it, it's valuable. If they flip, then it's like, look, the Democratic Party, they're such pieces of shit. You can't work with Democrats. This inside-outside strategy is a mess.
Absolutely.
If they don't flip and they stay on message, it's like, well, look, the Democrats aren't doing the things that we want. We need more of us. It's still good for the public that the guy got in there, because now we can point to that and go, look, these things we want can never get done with somebody even advocating within the party.
Yep.
So get in, win your election. But, if you're a piece of shit, which this guy is probably a piece of shit.
I mean, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Let's face it. What we really need is Shama Sawant. And again, they're talking about whatever. I'm so tired of all of it. Not that she would have solved everything either, but
She would have just been nicer and smiled more.
Yeah. Why didn't she try to get allyship with
smiled
the
more.
DSA? What's wrong
Ryan
with her?
Grimm can really eat a bag of dicks. I've had it with him lately.
and then like shitting all over, third parties and any attempt to make, like, when they do that, like, you're shitting on people who are trying to help people who are desperate and dying. Like, why would that be what you're using your enormous platform for? It's just gross. I fucking hate these people.
Just detached.
I definitely need some more. I brought 2 bottles. I was looking at that one. I was like, oh no.
2 bottle day, huh?
Well, but
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I started with half a bottle, so I didn't want to be left in the lurch here. Okay. Wow.
I mean, are you sure there isn't some synergy with your wine collection and
Maybe
the
just
wheel?
I keep I'm surrounding
The
the wheel
universe.
with it. Oh my God, Pat.
You're killing it.
We're gonna have
Holy
to.
shit.
What are we gonna do?
One more. Let's see. We gotta see how many. 5 is your record. This will be 4, right?
Yep. Another puppet.
We do.
Okay.
The roar is fitting because we have cattails. Huh?
Are you the prettiest girl ever? Mad because your tail is smacking you? Oh. Bro, can you get your tail out of my bath?
That is so cute.
Yeah.
When we first brought Lucky home, she would do that spin thing where she was like chasing her own tail. It just cracks me up.
Yeah, my cat. I saw Zaina mention that nubtail. So when but the first cat I ever had as a kid, we found in the gutter in our street, and then we went. We're like, oh, it's a dead cat without a tail, and then it attacked us and whatever.
Oh.
We ended up taking it in, but it was a Manx. So the Manx cats have those naturally. They're little. They have no tails. They just have little rabbit asses.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, that might have been chopped off. I don't know. A lot of cats
yeah.
lose them in cars running. When people working on their cars and stuff like that.
Zainab, thank you. When people like Grimm and Hassan crap on third parties, they hand the ball to the MTGs and Carlsons. It's so stupid. It really is.
Yeah.
It is so frustrating and defeatist and just like destroys the energy, because the best thing that could happen, even if you are so pro Democratic Party, is to have a strong third party to the left that fine can never win, yada yada, but forces them. Like, that is how a parliamentarian system works. That is a healthy system. So why would you shut down just from the get-go anybody trying to make the world better? Like, it's ridiculous. And again, dangerous. Thank you for your super chat. Justice for Wang Wang protest is scheduled August 9th in New York. Whoever decides to attend, I'll be in your debt. You may ask anything from me down the line. Thank you for your super chat. I don't know what justice. I don't know who Wang. I don't know what that is. So I'm really sorry. Thank you for your super chat, but I'm not really sure what that is. But I will look it up, and I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm looking it up as we speak. Something happened to her and her puppies.
Oh, that's okay. That is.
It's a dog in China.
Yes.
Was beaten and set on fire.
That's the New York thing was what confused me. Pendeo has been talking about this and sent us information on it. When I saw the New York thing, that's when I was
Wow.
Okay. So I have to say, I thought that Oliver Larkin, friend of show, Oliver Larkin, who was on with us, I think, God, back in February, who is down in Florida running against Moskowitz, right? Jared Moskowitz.
Yep.
And he is, a proud, and listen, whatever you think about any different, but like a proud DSA member, he talks about their policies. He's not running from them. And he had a really great interview, I thought, on Bad Faith Pod with Brianna Joy Gray. But this cracked me up because Chris Rabb also is DSA. He is the one who we called out yesterday for when he was being interviewed. He had won in Pennsylvania and was part of this troop of DSA primary winners who are now traveling to, the next place that a DSA person needs support. And he was there with Claire Valdez and some other people on the ground in Michigan. And when Breaking Point's through to the interviewer there and was like, so what, how are you guys going to leverage your new power and what are going to be your first issues? And he was like, listen, we haven't even talked to each other. We don't know how many we're going to have. We're not going to be in the majority. And I was just like, wah, wah. And it sucks. It's interesting to me that then when he's on with Sean Hannity on Fox, he acts different, which I also think is another example of why you have to hold these people to account all the time. Because if all you do is glaze them, as the kids say, you allow them to get away with things. If you put, well, we don't really have power. What are we going to do? I don't want to be a one-term, all that kind of bullshit. If you push back, it forces them to stand up for what they're at least pretending to believe in, right?
Yeah, and if they're just choosing a lane that's popular, which is, progressivism is massively popular right now, or, even policy by policy, if it's popular, if that's the motivation, because that's what helps them win. Well, when they become a Democrat, you're the most unpopular person on earth if you support any of those policies you ran on. So if it's ego and you need some fluffing and that piece of it a little bit, or you're trying to cater to who's around you for some purpose, everyone around you in the Democratic Party that you're going to be working for, you're part of their business, is against you. So the pivot for people who aren't naturally fighters, who are like, I don't need friends at work.
Yes.
You need somebody who goes into their job like, hey, I'm a Nepo baby of the owner of the company. I don't give a fuck what you people around me think.
I mean, truly, because the thing is, when he's on, it's so easy. It's the lowest hanging fruit to be any Democrat and fight against Republicans or Trump or Orange Hitler, Orangini, whatever the fuck they all say. It's hard to be on the people who are, on some level your side and still fight against them. That is hard. That's what Shama talks about all the time. It's the only way to affect change. You do not appeal to their moral center. They don't have one. That's why 70,000 people die every year without healthcare. That's why people are living on the streets. That's why people work 3 jobs and still can't make a living wage. They hate us. What are you appealing to?
And it just shows a misunderstanding about where power lies.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not like, oh, I got to get them on our side for a bake sale. It's like, no, people are dying and hurting, and also the people paying you are my enemy. So me appeasing you on a surface level is never going to change that massive check that they're writing you.
Exactly.
So I got to call you in the checkout, or we're never changing this.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this just kind of cracked me up. It's just a minute and a half, but
he was great.
Yeah, on Sean Hannity.
Nominee for Pennsylvania's 3rd Congressional District, Chris Rabb, joins us now. Chris, appreciate you coming. Let me just go through
My
the
pleasure.
DSA.
Thank you, Scott.
My name is not Scott. My name is Sean, but that's okay.
Apologies.
Let's go back. Do you want to abolish ICE?
Absolutely, and dismantle the immigrant concentration camps.
Do you want to defund the Department of War?
We need to radically reduce how much money we're spending with the Pentagon. Absolutely. Our war budget is radically larger than every other country combined.
Do you want to end all deportations?
Do I want to end all deportations? We want to make sure that there's an immigration system that is fair, just, and efficient, and we don't have that system. There was a bipartisan bill in the Senate that was moving towards that, but your president tried to kill that in order to be president again.
Well, he's also your president. You do live in the United States, whether you like it or not. Would you like to eliminate cash bail and establish a wealth tax?
Absolutely.
Okay. You want, obviously. Then how, if you don't have police, how would you protect the people in your district?
State troopers?
State troopers, can they be armed in your view?
Hey, listen, I believe in arming oneself. Listen, my people are from the South.
So do I.
All right. So the only way we could protect ourselves was to arm ourselves because we couldn't trust the police because they were largely part of the Klan. So yes, all of my people were armed.
That is a generalization that is not true. Let me ask you this. Universal basic income, the Green New Deal that you support.
Yeah.
Great. That was pretty good. So just keep speaking up like that, and maybe he should only go on right-wing TV so he can find his balls. I mean, he's been great, but like not talk about, oh, I'm not sure what we're going to fight for. There's a list. Like you just had a list of 5 things, 10 things. Fight for all of those. Like, why would you say we're not sure right now? And we don't know the power we'll have. It's not going to be 100 of you, not going to be 51 of you. So what's the point if you do not figure out how to leverage your power now? Right?
Yeah. And just look, I know he's not in office yet, but like to tell everybody right now, we're not all talking at all. Just is such a fucking squad move. So yeah, bad. And this guy handled himself great. This is how I was saying, the other guy we showed should handle himself. Like, okay, he asks you about like no deportations. You don't say, no, I'm changing my position, or yes, you say, look, we need to change our system. And he talked his way out of the answer, like without giving you I'm not saying like distract and whatever, get your points across so he doesn't get the win on his little stupid little bullet point question.
Yeah.
Like he did.
I thought he was great. And the funny thing is every time Fox either shows a list of what the new crop of people want.
They're so great.
Everybody's like, sign me up. That looks great. Wait.
Yes.
Healthcare for all, like student. Yeah. All of that. And yes, what, like, who is it who just, I think it was Abdul El-Sayed who was asked about it, but like ICE has been around for half of my life. Like most of us are older than ICE. We existed before that. We still do have a very draconian legal system. Don't worry. If somebody, we find the criminals if we want to, usually.
Absolutely. And I think the way he handled it in some of his questions were just like, do you want to abolish ICE? Yes. Like not even a defensive explanation in that case. Like sometimes when the position is so popular, make him look stupid for fucking asking it.
Yeah.
Just like I'm boldly behind this one, dude.
Exactly. Most people look at what's happening in the streets. You've got, wine moms, like lib wine moms out in the streets with their whistles. You've got, right wingers saying that I would vote for a communist. I just don't want to send my money to genocide. Right. So like, if you truly believe in that, then you get in on, like, just keep going with that. Keep galvanizing the people. You don't squash it.
Yes. And every politician, whether you use it or not, on the left should know where the public stands on all these issues memorized. So you can always, if you choose to, pull, I'm with the public on this one, Scott Hannity.
Yeah. I know. I have to
The public supports my position at a 70% rate across both parties, which is crazy because your party hates immigrants or whatever it is.
Exactly. This is why you guys are failing so badly in poll after poll. Nobody likes the way you're handling this. We need to invest in more, immigration lawyers and judges so we can process the paperwork and not have people languishing in cages who
Amen.
all right, are we gonna quickly because like this is another fucking crazy story. Should we I know.
If we're going into one more thing, yes, you
Okay.
read my mind.
I know.
I'm a strong advocate of you landing on drum 5 times.
Good. We have one that's like appropriate for today since we're
Do it.
talking about Peter Thiel's boys.
Oh yeah, great.
Boys, actually, let's face it, it's boys. 1 second, let me get over here. Oops, fuck, what did I just do? Sorry, so many buttons to push. Okay.
I got it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Go for it. Peter Thiel.
That is why the man said this revolution will be telepathic.
Google it. Interviewer asked Peter Thiel if the human race should survive. He hesitated, said, I don't know, then fumbled his words 10 more times. Peter Thiel's company, Palantir, are pioneers in AI. The government hired them to surveil you and I saw a video of Peter Thiel walking down the street, the veins bulging out of his neck like some cracked out flesh machine. Net worth 26 billion, he's got nothing behind the eyes. Wants to build a machine god so that he never dies. But are you sure you're really living when you miss the point of life? Peter Thiel bought JD Vance, the vice president slot. Peter Thiel's ex-boyfriend fell from a high-rise right after they fought. Peter Thiel's giving lectures on the Antichrist, where he talks about himself in third person inverted so he can sleep better at night. Peter Thiel wants a doomsday bunker out in New Zealand, so he can hide away from the apocalypse in part started by him. Net worth 26 billion, he's got nothing behind the eyes. Wants to build a machine god so that he never dies. But are you sure you're really living when you miss the point of life?
I love that, right?
Yeah, that's great.
So
good. Did you see the Sam Altman, the guy that I think he did a sort of a song, but it was like not real musical, but I almost pulled it. But Sam Altman hit on this guy on Hinge and was like, "You want to fuck?" And the guy made a little thing about it. And then he got reached out to by Sam Altman's lawyers trying to buy him off of like not releasing it or whatever.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. And who cares? He's gay. Everybody knows he's gay. It's just like openly like, look at this rich guy that nobody likes. But his whole song was about how nobody likes you for your AI shit.
Right.
Sam Altman.
Right.
So I should pull it off.
Yeah, pull it. Okay, wait, and let me just, before I forget, that guy's name is Ron Gallo. Gallo. Ron
Good job,
Gallo.
Ron.
Okay, so this is a crazy, wait, and I just wanted to get to the thing, which we've already talked about, but I want to make sure I'm reading the actual, okay. As a reminder, cyclosporiasis in AIDS patients. At the beginning of the AIDS epidemic in the early 1980s, cyclosporiasis was identified as one of the most important opportunistic infections among AIDS patients. In 2005, Gemir and Mishra reported a case of cyclosporiasis in a patient with low hemoglobin and suggested that this I don't know. That's good, but it's the immune system, the suppression of the immune system. The same group of scientists published a paper about the role of cyclosporiasis in HIV/AIDS patients and non-HIV/AIDS patients in Kathmandu. So cyclosporiasis, which is all of a sudden having a resurgence. And that's great. Like, yes, we can blame the FDA. We can blame the dosing of anybody who is supposed to be overseeing our supply of food, which, by the way, just as a reminder, also started under Biden. Remember how like we weren't testing for listeria and there were all those boar's head listeria incidences. But so now we have this outbreak of cyclosporiasis. But, and this won't surprise anybody because like every other issue, it's all intersectional. The lettuce company that has been linked to the diarrhea lettuce, Taylor Farms, is also linked to human slavery. Why wouldn't they be? This is so crazy. It turns out that Taylor Farms, the agricultural company widely believed to be, I can't read it, responsible for whatever, I can't read the word because it's underneath something that we can't get rid of. The cyclospora outbreak currently raging through the U.S. is also heavily involved in modern day forced labor. In reporting from 2023 that was resurfaced this week on social media, the publication Prison Legal News revealed that Taylor Farms was contracting labor from the Arizona Department of Correction, Rehabilitation, and Reentry for the low price of just $4.75 an hour, far below the cost to pay a non-incarcerated worker for the federal minimum wage. And to be clear, that's not the hourly wage paid to the inmate, which is capped at $150 in Arizona. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio, right? Like, or whatever, 2-to-1. The company that provides the prisoners makes double what the prisoner makes on every hour. Taylor Farms is just one firm involved in the practice in Arizona. Others include Hickman's Egg Farms, Nature Sweet, and Televerde, each of which contracted labor from Arizona's DCRR's for-profit arm, Arizona Correctional Industries. I mean, this is just so fucking insane. That company's job is basically to churn out bulk goods for the state of Arizona, like license plates, though it also makes quite a bit of money selling the labor hours of incarcerated people to private companies. Worse yet, some of those incarcerated workers, sorry, I have to move you guys. Some of those incarcerated workers may have been here as non-citizens, meaning it would be illegal to employ them in the same low-wage jobs if they weren't being held in detention. As Prison Legal noted at the time, at least 26 prisoners employed by these companies had been detained by ICE, meaning that outside of incarceration, hiring them would have been illegal. To put it bluntly, their status as prisoners was the only thing that made the arrangement legal. So here we have got a company that is using slave labor, prison labor, many of whom have been detained by ICE, many of whose legal status as immigrants in this country was shifted while they have still been complying with everything they were supposed to do, and the Trump administration is just randomly changing the laws. They go then to their court mandated appearances or to, show up for the meetings that they're supposed to show up for. They are tracked. They are arrested there while they are complying, thrown into a cell, forced to do slave labor for a company that is giving us fecal matter on lettuce that is actually only making this level of resurgence because as a society, our immune systems have been so suppressed by allowing COVID to rage. So it's all right there all together. I mean,
and the signs that COVID is AIDS, like airborne AIDS, it's not exactly, it's a different thing, but it's the same damaging immune system. And the difference is you can treat and live with AIDS now, and we don't have treatments at all for long COVID. We don't have mechanisms to clear it from your body. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but we should treat it like AIDS because it is the same in many ways. If we did treat it like AIDS, we wouldn't be sending our kids to school to get it 4 times a year with no improvements in air quality, knowing that could prevent a lot of it.
100%. Yeah. And also, by the way, in China, they have been treating COVID with cocktail drugs that are used for AIDS.
Right?
For years, they've been doing that. Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. And then there's a part of me that's like, did a slave shit on the lettuce? Then I kind of have to hand it to him. Way to go, dude. No, not really. It's like burning down a data center, which yes, burn it down, but also don't put the smoke and the fumes and everything into our air. But you just have to wonder, You have to wonder. Um, Yep, and that's also true. NorCal, thank you for your super chat. 70% of California voters chose to maintain slave prison labor. I mean, that's why, like, when you talk about like abolishing prisons, like, yes, there's first of all, none of that would ever happen like overnight, but they have to do something to fix this system, which is just a way around the abolition of slavery. We know that, right? Like, we know how these officer leagues, KKK roundups of slaves, like, we know why they were created. I don't know. It just, yeah, pretty bad. What are you doing, Pat? I feel like you're somewhere else. Oh, and you're also muted.
Am I that obvious?
When
I'm uploading the Sam Altman thing I was talking about.
Okay.
I found it and was looking for it, and I was like, well, if we need something, I'll have it ready, and it took way too longer. So if I was nodding and agreeing with you, I don't know.
It's because you didn't hear me.
What were you talking about? I have no idea. Literally no idea.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just don't know how anybody is still arguing that that's not what's happening when our immune systems are being completely suppressed, our T cells are being dysregulated, the resurgence of, the reactivation of viruses that we may have had years ago and maybe didn't even know we had, and then all of a sudden, I mean, like, that is where we are.
Yeah. And the nexus to it all is like, it's not going to come out, and people aren't going to wake up one day and go, oh my God, it's all COVID. Because the data doesn't show COVID killed you, because nobody's tracking this shit. So it's just like, oh, they died of some disease.
Yeah,
it's a disease that they died of. Oh, more of that. What a shock when it's COVID. And COVID is behind a lot of the increases in deaths everywhere.
Absolutely. And they did
All right.
stop doing it. Okay.
So I did pull the clip I was talking about. Maybe we should just show it since I was talking about it. And it is musical. I forgot, but it is.
Look who messaged me on Grindr. I'd probably do it if I was blinder. 'Cause he's an AI gay guy looking for fun who likes to make eyes online. Because no one would ever say hi in real life to an AI bad guy. AI gay guy, look what you've done. Ooh. Obviously, I posted this on Insta, 'cause I don't gaff at all. And then I got a message in my inbox from Open Air's legal team. They said, Jake, if you want possible compensation, you could take this down and then get that compensation. And I was like, no, I have to share this message with the people because that is my duty. I'm not an AI gay guy looking for fun who likes to make eyes online because no one would ever say hi in real life. AI bad guy, AI gay guy. Look what you've done. Look what you've done. Look what you've done. Ooh, it's not fun. I didn't mean that double. Because no one would ever real life to AI bad guy, AI gay guy. Look what you've done tonight.
That's awesome.
Right. I don't care, obviously, at all. It's not like he's exposing him for being gay. He's just like, no peace for these dirtbags. Yeah. That's what it's about. Because this guy's on Grindr, he's gay too. Yeah. It's not about the gay thing. It's not even about him being aggressively. He's like, I'm bored and horny. If that's what he said to him, basically, something like that.
Exactly.
But no peace.
Married? Isn't Altman married? Sam Altman?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so. I hope it wrecks his marriage.
I do
hope he's
too.
married, and I hope it wrecks his marriage.
Yeah, or maybe I'm wrong, but I think he at least has a part. Or I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but yeah, very interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's also true. I don't know what's going on there because I know she's a mess. But like, this is not. He's not a good person. He's an awful person. Okay. It's getting so late. Let's just
Indeed.
see. MSM can't see. Gotcha. Journalism makes us despise them 100%. And thank you for your super chat. And also, just to prove you wrong, and just in case there was like some Kalshi bet on Pat ending early, we did not. But thank you for your super chat. Very much. Very much. Okay. Well, I think we are probably done, right?
Yeah. Let's go out on the Boston Med thing.
Okay.
That's great.
Are we not going to even do? All right, we're not going to even do a Lego. Like,
We do need a Lego. If we end without a Lego, we're gonna get cooked. We got it.
Right. Okay. So let me see. It's a little weird because we are getting a lot of AI Iran and new different accounts, and it's hard for me to. I need to kind of like. I think I need to put them each in their own group instead of alphabetically. Not entirely sure, but this is
Wow. I'm just counting right now. You have 18 Lego clips.
There's so
in the
many.
studio. We have 18 Lego clips. We need a Lego night or something where we're just drinking. And play Lego clips.
Yeah, that would be fun just to do it like that. Okay, this is United States of Israel by AI Iran.
United States of Israel. That's your resume. Killing children every day. While you look away, United States of Israel. Netanyahu's pet Trump is a pedophile. Don't you forget. 4 years of tweets at 3 a.m. unhinged and unwell. Bro, go to sleep. The Oval Office turned into a circus tent from hell. Your reliability wrapped in a spray tan in the tie. The title taped in the back. Even your suit is a lie. You said I alone can fix it. Fixed what? The grift. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Gave your whole family government jobs as a gift. Mar-a-Lago mansion. Classified docs on the floor. What was that? Box of secrets by the bathroom door. I'm really rich, said the man who begs for donations. LMAO. Selling Bibles and sneakers to a broke nation. Gold plated toilet can't flush the truth. It's giving con man. Every indictment just more proof. You don't run a country, you run a brand. A broke one. 6 bankruptcy built on stolen land. The people who voted for you still can't afford their rent. Mega magic, baby. That's where all your promises went. United States of Israel. That's your resume. Killing children every day. While you look away. United States of Israel. Netanyahu's dead. Trump is a pedophile. Don't you forget. You marketed fear and sold it to the working class. Facts. Promised them the world, gave them nothing but gas. Your voters lost their jobs, their health, their home. It's the stock market though. Yeah, for people with portfolios and second homes and loans. BB pulls the strings and you perform the dance. Good boy. Guys are burning while you clap and chant. You call it peace deals. We call it what it is. Genocide shit. Blood on the hands of your whole administration's beers. From Iran, we're watching every move you make. Seal. Every child killed is a lie. You'll never shake. You threaten us on Twitter like we tremble and fold. Nah, son, Iran don't get threatened. Iran just gets cold. United States of Israel. Netanyahu's dead. Trump is a pedophile. Don't you forget.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And just as a reminder, Peter Thiel and Jeffrey Epstein are like work together. Like all of this is one entity.
Project.
Truly.
Yep.
Like, so there's no way that JD Vance and Tucker Carlson who are funded by these people are not.
No, they're not going to break ranks with
right.
all the money to support their future party.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, you all are great. We will be back on Sunday. The strikes continue. This is healthcare workers at Boston Medical Center on strike because of the evil ghouls. We love you guys. Keep punching up. See you Sunday. Cheers.
We are BMC. Remember, it's us. We are BMC. This is one of the most diverse hospitals in the city. You guys need us, and that's what we're fighting for. We're just fighting because we want to stay, and we want to do more, and we want to serve this population that's very underserved. It's become a corporation. We have forgotten to keep the heart into healthcare. We're not really caring for people. It's all a business. Nurses, doctors, the staff, we do the best we can to just be there at everyone's worst moment. Nurses are leaving the force daily. It is crazy, so we need to retain them. We lost a lot of the older nurses. Now we have a lot of new grads, but they're not staying because we're not paying them what we're supposed to pay. Take care of your workers because we are BMC. We are the ones that, bring the name up for this organization.
We're currently in the middle of contract negotiations with Boston Medical Center. We are fighting for a fair contract. Currently, the residents of Boston Medical Center are the lowest paid residents in the entire city of Boston. We are the largest trauma center and the largest safety net hospital. It is a busy, busy hospital. Residents work 80 hours, sometimes more a week, and we're currently getting paid just above minimum wage, about $16 an hour, which is frankly embarrassing for doctors. We cannot live in the communities that we serve based on the wages that we currently have right now. We are being offered wages that are half of what inflation is expected to be. And so by taking their wages that they're offering, we would be taking a pay cut over the next 3 years.
So this year, we have formed the BMC Union Coalition, the first of its kind, representing multiple unions across Boston Medical Center. We stand up for our patients and what is right, and that is where our goals lie. We stand with MGB, we stand with the other hospitals currently picketing and gearing up to strike, and we have your backs. Nurses across the state and across the country, and not even just nurses, healthcare workers, we stand with you. Because when we stand together, we are an indomitable force. I think what's happening here is starting a bit of a revolution that just because something is status quo doesn't mean it needs to stay that way. We need a national coalition because nurses and doctors, healthcare workers, we stand together. We're not going to be pushed around. No more.